So, what kind of church is God building? That's the question we've been answering for the last several weeks in Acts. The book of Acts reminds us of what God's will for the church is. And it is so important for us to understand what the church is, what God's will for the church is, and how God is building his church, because I believe that there is a lot of confusion about what the church is. That's one of the reasons why we're studying the book of Acts. I think that we live in a time when there's so much misunderstanding about the church. I think we get so used to a religious event, we get so used to a religious routine that we truly forget what God's design for the church is. For the past several months, I've emphasized that today's church, modern church, does not reflect the church that we see in the book of Acts. Our church today is so influenced, and when I say the church today, I speak about the universal church of Christ. But I believe that the modern church is so influenced by our culture, by the world, that we tend to forget what God's will for the church is. The church should not be a center of entertainment. The church should not be about self-exaltation. It should never be about us. And I believe that the book of Acts reminds us that the church is about Jesus Christ. The church is about moving Christ's work forward, continuing the unfinished work that Christ has given us. The church is about honoring God. The church is about reflecting Christ. The church is about serving Christ, which leads us to serve others. The church is about a relational family, relational members. The church is about the head of the church, Jesus Christ. And that is why it's so important for us to study the book of Acts and especially give so much time and emphasis to chapter 2. We need to know what kind of church God is building. We need to go back to the basics so that we can function effectively as the church of Jesus Christ. Are you with me?